Hi, I'm Jessy Rose, and today I'm going to talk to you about why anyone would want to move to Oregon after what they've seen on the news. Isn't Oregon just one big dumpster fire of riots, rain, and mayhem? It is true that Oregon has had its challenges. If you've watched the news at all, pretty much everything you've heard about is in Portland. So yes, the past several years, Portland has had issues with crime, homelessness, businesses leaving the downtown area, and riots and things like that. The riots that happened were the BLM protests. That was 2020. There really haven't been any riots since then. Donald Trump won the election in 2024, and there weren't even any riots.
It's true.
Now, there is still a spirit of protest in Portland. I know there's the Remember the 5th of November. So every year there's these protests that happen downtown, and I used to live downtown. And one time I was walking right down Park, and all of a sudden this guy went running past me really fast, wearing all black. And then a few seconds later, a bunch of policemen went running, and another policeman in a car was whipping around. They were trying to catch this guy. And I didn't even know what that was about, and that was the most I ever seen of it. But that was the 5th of November, so that's just something they do every year. Again, Oregon is a very large state, and what you've seen on the news is mostly just about Portland. There's a ton of small, medium, and somewhat larger sized towns in the state of Oregon that are nothing like Portland. So in our state, is homelessness an issue? Yes, I think nationally we've seen a problem with homelessness, and we've seen that problem escalate in the past several years. So it isn't only a Portland problem, but it is very noticeable in Portland. Yes, when you're driving around interstates, overpasses, you're gonna see tents and things like that. It is being worked on. So yes, it's an issue, but it is avoidable. Just like every city has areas that are probably best to avoid, Portland also has certain areas where most of these sorts of things are taking place. So it isn't like you can't leave your home without this happening. And again, it's mostly limited to Portland and the other larger cities in Oregon, mostly down that I-5 corridor. As far as the rain, yes, there's rain. You can actually check out my video titled, "Is the Rain Really That Bad?" to really delve into this issue. In the valley, there's a very long rainy season, and then a wonderful summer from probably June or July through October. So that's the valley area. Though we have areas of Oregon that are high desert. The Gorge is a wonderful example of a place that has way more sunshine than the Portland metro area. Pretty much most of central and eastern Oregon have a lot more sunny days and less of that rainy overcast. That's because we're not in the rainforest. You know, right around Portland, all around it is lush green forest because of all that rain. And we have lots of forests in Oregon, but not every part of Oregon is as rainy as Portland. So with all these negatives, why in the heck would anyone move to Oregon? So first of all, the cost of living is relative. While people say the cost of living has increased in Oregon, particularly Portland, compared to the rest of the West Coast, it's way more affordable in Portland. Although Oregon's property taxes are pretty high, we have property and income taxes here, we don't have a sales tax. So that's one benefit and just something to keep in mind when you're trying to compare those costs of living. There's also been an increase in jobs in the tech and healthcare sectors. So that's bringing people here as well. I think the main reason people love it is your proximity to nature. Wherever you live in Oregon, you're gonna be really close to something beautiful. We have rivers, mountains, waterfalls, forests, the coast. We have canyons, beaches, lakes, and we even have some desert. So Mount Hood has year-round skiing. The coast is great for tide pools. I was there recently. Wow. You can go to Bend to explore Mount Bachelor for skiing, or Crater Lake, which is a national treasure and just a most beautiful place to go see. I think another reason people love it here is the food culture. When I say food culture, that includes beverage, kombucha, wine, beer, all the above. If you move here and you've lived here a while and gotten used to how awesome the food is, you may find yourself carrying on your own tea, coffee, and supplements when you travel. Pretty much even the smallest of towns has an amazing farmer's market all summer. And I really can't describe to you how amazing the produce is when it's super fresh and ripe. You have to experience that for yourself. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Other than the food culture, also the art and music culture is very lively here in most all the towns in Oregon. I will have a link below to my website, and there you can find links to the Chamber of Commerce, the state of Oregon, and different places to job search. In addition to looking for jobs, Oregon is a very entrepreneurial place. There's a lot of small businesses, and there's really a movement here to support local small businesses in your community. That's just something that people enjoy, and it's part of our culture here. So despite all the crazy news that you see, there are still a ton of people moving to Oregon. I'm Jessy Rose. I'm an attorney and a licensed Oregon realtor. Buying or selling real estate is a legal transaction, so legal skills are a benefit. We're a boutique brokerage with offices throughout the state, so anywhere you are interested in moving in Oregon, give me a call and we've got you covered. I'll be doing more videos that explore all the awesome areas of this state, so hit the subscribe button, give me a call, and let's go look at some properties.